So we continue with the program today. The Dr. Hector Murcia Cabra, who will present us speak about the sustainable development goals and modern business approaches. You can start your presentation, Dr. Hector Murcia.
Okay.
Thank you to be here.
Thank you, Dr. Alben, and my best regard to all the assistants here, to all the participants. I am from Bogota, Colombia in this moment. I am consultant and assistant in creativity and innovation for entrepreneurial development, and I have been working with many activities in Colombia. One of them was as a dean of a School of Agronomy at the National University of Colombia. I see that this activity is in relation with the National University, my beloved university, so I'm happy to be here. Okay, I'm going to share some knowledge and experiences about this theme of linking the Sustainable Development Goals with modern business approaches. I'm going to divide my presentation into 3 points. The first is related with business criteria and objectives established and strengthened for several years. Second one is sustainable development goals and their link with the business criteria. And finally, the proposal for a sustainable business development program aimed at business education. During this talk, several practical exercises will be carried out as an application of the knowledge that I am sharing with all of you. In this case, Professor Cárdenas is going to collaborate with me and will be directing this speech around those points. First of all, I'm going to present some business criteria and objectives established and strengthened for several years. The first topic between this point is basic concept of the business or company as a system and as a whole. I was creating a new proposal, a proposal for the methodology of the farm as a system and as a whole. This was in Costa Rica when I was working there, and this concept is widely used in the agricultural sector at the national and international level, and is projected in this case for you to urban companies and organizations from different sectors. Then I'm going to talk about comprehensive and updated content of a model to create new businesses, and a methodology that is commemorating 30 years directed to the strengthening of already constituted companies and businesses seen as a whole. We call it Method Caribe. I'm going to tell later on what is related, what is going on in this field. Well, I start with the essential steps to elaborate the basic concept of the business or company as a system and as a whole. As I told you, I started from the agricultural sector, but now I am trying to widen this concept, saying that the first step is to consider the business or company as a physical unit composed of all the technical aspects and all the concepts of structure and physical units that compounds this aspect. This was the original approach to consider, for example, the farm. Then I complemented it with the economic unit. In the economic unit, I included all the points related with income, costs, expenses, and all the things that conduct to maximum profits. In the first case of physical unit, I was directing to maximum production. The economic unit is maximum profits. Third aspect that I included here was the social unit, which is related with business social responsibility in current moments. The main objective of the social unit is the welfare of the human being and his or her family. In the following step, I continued with administrative unit. The administrative unit is related with the decision-taking procedure and all the things related with the programs, plans, and the modern approaches for creation of enterprises. Then I added the legal unit, which is connected with all the legal aspects that have relation with the business or company. I continued then with the environment unit, considering the sustainable aspects of the farm and of the business or company. And I finished with the information unit. As I see, this is one of the main emphasis of the activity that you are developing right now at Canada, because I observed that you are studying all the aspects related with the information aspects and computer sciences related to the business of company as a whole. I included right now the original article that I wrote in Costa Rica called Hacia una agricultura empresarial en América Latina, towards an entrepreneurial agriculture in Latin America. This was written in 1975, and originally I had 6 units that I modify now, including the environmental and the one connected with the information unit. I remarked it because originally I included it. So this was the original concept of the farm as a system, as a whole. In this case of whole, I am applying the holistic concept, the systemic approach and holistic concept that is related with the concept of holos. Holos was the original root of the word that means the todo, of the whole, and that's why I am considering all these compounds that are added to constitute the framework that I am showing to you. In this case, I am asking Dr. Alben to help me, starting with the first exercise.
Yes, I already sent you the link to participate online on the pool. I share my screen. Will share my screen. Okay. Okay. We can see the results online, Hector.
I see it. Okay.
Participants are giving response to the first question.
Yeah, it's okay.
So you can analyze the results.
Okay. They have 2 minutes to participate in this case.
2 or 3 minutes, it's okay. 2 minutes.
You have to select the units of the business model that have more application in your career of electrical engineering, because I presented the general concept, and then I want to know exactly what you think about it.
If we have 12 response, we invite all participants to make a choice.
Are they participating?
Until now, we have 12 response. 12 participants have.
Okay, we have 21 participants now. Some of them not related to the course.
Okay, maybe you can analyze the results.
Okay. You can see here that 23% of you think that the economic field is the most important, and then it continues the environmental. No, first of all, the physical, 31%. Physical, as I told you, means all the things connected with the structure of the enterprise, the logistic aspect, all the things connected with production. The second one is economic, that is connected with profits. Profits as a difference between income and expenses. And then the environmental, that right now is taking a lot of importance around the world. Then it continued the social. Okay, as you can see, or as we can see here, the physical area is the one that is taking more importance for all of us, and it continually has the importance that we remarked before. Okay, let's continue, Alben. With
okay, I will stop my sharing, and you can continue your sharing.
Okay. Do I need to share again?
Yes.
Yeah.
We will use the same link to other pools in the next minutes.
Okay. Now I am connecting here with the concept of the farm and a system as a whole. As a system and as a whole. A system means that all these components are joined, are linked to work as a whole, means a holistic aspect. And I am really satisfied with your participation in this first activity, first exercise. Well, I continue telling you that Klaus Esser in Germany in 1996 began to talk about the levels of systemic competitiveness related to impacts from efficiency to effectiveness. I was working at that same year in an activity very similar, which means that we start looking at the enterprise or the business or company from the micro point of view, looking for efficiency in the use of all the resources, the inputs that it has. Then is surrounded by the meso area, which means the region, and then the macro, the country, and all the political, agricultural policy, and all the things connected with the enterprise as a whole. And then they go to a meta or goal, which means the effectiveness. I started making the difference between efficiency and effectiveness. By the way, I'm telling you that I have a YouTube channel where I am producing very frequently videos in Spanish, and one of them is related to show the difference between these two concepts: efficiency as the micro aspect and effectiveness as the goal for all of our activities. So I connected this level of systemic competitiveness with my approach of the farm, and I could, in this case, show a complete frame or framework for this activity in my field. Then I started to work with business development. Business development in these years is connected with two fields: the creation of enterprises and the strengthening of businesses as a system and as a whole. I have been working in these two areas. Originally I am an agronomist, but I studied my master's degree in agricultural and economics, and then I specialized in farm management. I work as a dean of the School of Agriculture, Management of Agricultural Enterprises at Universidad de La Salle in Colombia. And I help to develop or to apply these concepts in all the activities of our students. Let's start with the relation with the business model, or I mean the field of the creation area. A comprehensive and updated content of the business model. This is the scheme that I am applying in all my training activities. Creating a business plan course connected with business models. Applying the educational strategies of learning by doing, those ones developed by people connected with this area. I was applying some of these strategies at the University of Zamorano, and I was learning about that University of Zamorano in Honduras, and the teaching by demonstrating applied to training in business development. A course like this one is in relation with each one of the points that I'm going to show you now. First, we start analyzing the plan guidelines of a business model in order to define the syllabus. Syllabus in Spanish, or this is a Latin word related to a studies plan that we apply at undergraduate, postgraduate, and all the schools in connection with these areas. So after analyzing this business plan guidelines, we promote the planning of ideas in all of the participants of each course, using right now creativity techniques. We included the lateral thinking from Edward de Bono from Malta, and innovation, all the techniques of innovation, and also applying design thinking at the University of Stanford, California, started to create. Then after defining some ideas, we boost the students to apply the concept of a system, the holistic system that I told you before, considering the external aspects, the systemic thinking, and all the macro environment analysis, using some techniques like Pestel, Porter, and some others that can give us an idea of what is going on in the area that is surrounding our idea. In this point, we apply the commercialization techniques, this system, considering two areas, market and marketing. Market, we include the techniques of supply, demand, segmentation, target population, prices, competition. And in the case of marketing, the aspects with are connected with channels, margins, and many other things, including right now the value proposals canvas. Seeing from the customer's point of view, canvas, as I'm going to tell you later, was a technology or a methodology created by Alexander Osterwalder, but in this moment we use the aspects related with commercialization. So we have the idea, we show it as a system, then we apply the commercialization aspect to see if it is feasible, and then we continue financial analysis. We are applying short and long-term project assessment methodologies in this moment that we are observing many things around the world. This financial analysis is taking a lot of importance. Then we are going to see the internal business aspects toward the new enterprise. Because as in this case, we have the idea, we saw the aspects of the area that is surrounding, and then we go to the internal aspects in order to define the business model. The business model, as I told you before, using the comprehensive canvas. This is a basic scheme toward the entrepreneur that this Swiss technician, Alexander Osterwalder, created, and in United States, Ash Morilla applied using the concept of lean canvas, mixing also the problem and the solutions in this scheme of the Walder. And there are some other proposals. So we ask our students to present the idea, the system, the commercialization approaches, the financial feasibility, the internal considerations, and then to present in any moment using techniques like elevator pitch and some other ones to reduce their presentation to 3 or 4 minutes, and then be sure that we are considering a business model describing the foundations of which as a company creates, provides, and captures value. In this moment, I think, well, let's see that we are also utilizing or using this slide in this case to present the image of one of our typical students that is going to go to these different steps that I showed you before. First, he needs to have basic knowledge of business plans, to approach of creative ideas using, as I told you, design thinking, prioritization process, defining the first idea of the ones that he or she is presenting to us. Then the external diagnosis using Pestel, Porter forces, matrix of external factors, the diagnosis of the marketing system, the short and long-term financial analysis, administrative structure analysis, development of an integrated proposal for a lean canvas business model, basic impacts of innovation and resilience. Resilience is that attitude that we are applying now to react in front of adverse situations. I have a video related to that point that is very interesting for the people, Spanish-speaking people, but I'm going to translate it into English for widely application. And finally, the management of execution and development of business plans. So I am going to ask my friend Alben to include the second exercise in this point after we show the business model ingredients, okay?
Okay. You can use the same link to participate in this second question from Dr. Hector. So you can start participating to this second round.
Yeah, we are asking here, after seeing the business model, what types of projects will have greater application in your electrical engineering career? We see that there are projects in urban planning, electrical services, electrical design, residential, industrial. Probably you have some connected with production, but what types of projects do you think that are more applied in your field? Inspection and audit, yeah. Production support, that's the one that I told you, helping the people that are working with production projects giving the support that we need in electric activity. So we are observing. Well, let's leave 30 more seconds. That most of you think that the industrial area is the one where you can develop more the idea of the project, and this business model can be best applied. 26%. Then we continue with the electric design. This is logic decision, because it's the main object of study of your career. Then electrical services, production support as a fourth position, and then residential projects. So you see that in all of these areas, the business model can be applied, because you need to define an idea to see if the marketing aspects are applied, how is the external aspects related, then the financial points are very important, and then you need to plan or to produce your final profile of project that is going to be to continue with the sustainable development objectives. Before I present it to you, then the farm as a whole, or the business as a whole, the creation points, and then the strengthening of enterprises. And then my challenge is how to include the sustainable development goals and their connection with the business criteria. As you know, first were developed the Millennium Development Goals. In September 2020, were established eight objectives to be reached by 2015. These were the original development goals, the Millennium Development Goals, as you remember. But in 2012, in Brazil, at the United Nations Conference, these Sustainable Development Goals were developed, the new ones, to replace the Millennium Development Goals and create as a set of global purposes related to environmental challenges, political and economic issues. These were the 17, or these are the 17 Sustainable Development Goals that are applied now. Let's remember: poverty, hunger, health, education, gender equality, clean water, energy, decent work, industry, inequalities, sustainable cities, responsible consumption, climate action, life below water, life on land, peace, justice, and partnerships. In these points, I am going to apply the third exercise with the help of Alben. Excuse me, Alben, and help me in this case, because I am going to ask you within.
Okay. The pool is open. You can start participating. I will share my screen. Okay.
In your opinion, which sustainable development goals are more relevant for your electrical engineering projects? You are showing them the 17 objectives, Alben.
Yes, they can see the list.
I thought in a moment that I wasn't able to continue, you know. But anyway, we are doing our best. climate action. You remember which number is this one? Okay. But I don't have the percentages.
We
Do you
have a
have the-
mix on numbers and.
Do you have the
text. There's
percentages?
no problem. There's no problem.
Okay.
You can translate that.
The main goals that are remarked by all of you are sustainable cities is logic because of your field of electrical engineering. Climate action, yeah, now is very important. I don't have the percentages here, but anyway, that we are seeing that you remark the number 3, 7, 10. Different conditions in this case are considered by all of you. Anyway, I am understanding that you are considering that all of them are connection with the electrical engineering projects and career. Okay. After looking at this, aspect, let's continue, Alben.
Yes, I stopped my.
Or
my
you
sharing.
want to say something?
No, it's okay. It's okay. So it's clear that climate action is
Climate action.
the most important, I think. Clean energy. Clean energy appears.
Climate action, because climate change
Yes.
is now climate change is now presenting us a horizon to be overcome every day.
Okay, I will stop my sharing so you can continue your presentation, Hector.
How I am going with the time of my lecture.
Okay? Oh, it's okay. It's okay. You have time.
I am feeling better now. Excuse me, but I didn't present a lecture before in this condition. But
you have 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Okay.
Yes.
Let's continue. Are you watching? Are you looking at my screen?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So I classified the sustainable development goals into 3 areas: economics or economy, and I observed that the 17 goals were classified in this economy area, and the ones that you see here: working conditions, industry, alliances, inequalities, production and consumption. Then the area of society, of the 17 development goals, you can find that these ones are the most important related to society. And the environment, these 4 ones: clean waters and sanitation, climate action, underwater life, and terrestrial ecosystems life. So what I did the exercise to include these areas. This is the one of economics into my framework, into my scheme of the business or company as a whole. And I observed that in the physical and economic unit, we can include for research and extension projects these 5 of the original sustainable development goals, and then the social with these other ones that are connected with society, and this with the environmental unit, and the ones of information that you are studying very carefully in this meeting, and legal and administrative work as in a transversal way, or a continued way that can be applied in each one of these goals. So the business criteria and economic objectives of sustainable development can be observed in this possibility field of action, possible field of action. So I am going to finish now with a proposal for a sustainable business development program aimed at urban and rural education. Originally it was connected with agricultural education, but I modified on behalf of all of you, considering that there are many approaches for carrying out business training applicable to educational entities. My general objective is to establish a program aimed at strengthening training in creativity, innovation, and resilience. Creativity means a new way of imagining how to do the things. Innovation is to apply all the ideas to the marketing area, and resilience, the attitude to react between adverse situations. For the development of a business culture for life. Business culture for life is my slogan in this case. Aim at the compliance with the Sustainable Development Goals in educational entities. I consider that the educational entity, let's say a school, a university, or any other institution located into this scheme of the business as a whole, has a physical unit, economic unit, social unit, administrative, legal, environmental, and academic unit. I changed here the information unit, but I am including it. So the educational entity seen in a business context, surrounded by elements of the environment, can be observed in this scheme, and then including the Sustainable Development Goals. And then I started with these specific objectives, academic program. I proposed this program for some Colombian institutions and other ones in Latin America, in Costa Rica and Honduras, trying to develop an academic program based on business training content with resilience, creativity, and innovation aimed at compliance with the Sustainable Development Goals. The second objective, specific objective, is to develop business strengthening activities for enterprises, farms, urban and rural organizations, and to organize the third objective and carry out a preparation process for people with different ages and training levels in the preparation of personal projects for business life as a means of training for life. I applied parts of this approach in many of my activities around the world, and now I can see that they are applied in an integral or comprehensive proposal. In order to develop motivation and preparation activities for students throughout the study plans of the educational centers, starting with those groups that are at key points in their training and incorporation into working life. These are the students, for example, that are finishing their high school studies or the ones that are going to the universities. They need to receive strong preparation and training in business activities in order to define subsequent support activities arising within the process of institutional improvement. So this is a proposal that I am now starting in some areas, and I'm going to ask Dr. Alben to help me with the exercise number 4.
Okay, I will share my screen. This is the result.
Which was the third one?
Okay, you have the new question from.
Okay. After you see my proposal is mainly on the area of entrepreneurial activities and also probably a technical aspect, because as I told you at the beginning, I'm working with the agricultural area. I want to point out an idea project helping the application of these Sustainable Development Goals in your area of in your area of electronical engineer, I point out some projects exactly in the areas of artificial and computational intelligence, for example, related to this event that can be incorporated to the proposal for a sustainable business development program aimed at urban and rural education, which means try to give some emphasis to the artificial and computational intelligence. Okay, someone said that smart electrification of rural schools. Very good, very good. Some more ones? Are there some more ones? Load and production forecast using artificial intelligence is very important for us. For example, I am telling my fellows,
you can use the same link, the previous link.
Yeah, can we finish now the 4 point?
I sent again.
Intelligent transport systems, yeah. Solution for energy disadvantaged communities. Precision agriculture, for example. We're using precision agriculture where I think that electronic engineer projects are applied. I am telling my friends of agronomy that we need to study again the career of agronomy because it is changing with these situations of agricultural precision, drones, and renewable projects, many other things that you are including here. So I'm going to consider many of these apports that you are giving here. I'm going to read them. Smart electrification of rural schools, load and production forecast using artificial intelligence, intelligent transport systems, solution for energy disadvantaged communities, meet sustainable development goals, reduce energy costs, yes, robot applications in farm, this is the one that I'm telling you, very important, sustainable agriculture, rural development, you can adopt, reduce, and recycle, that is connected with circular economy and bioeconomy, bioeconomics now, integration of remote communities, exactly. As you see, there are many fields where we can work together.
You can give more than one idea of project. You can give more than one, multiple.
I am going to take a
it is more green
photo of this nice participation of all of you. Okay, thank you very much. I'm going to go back to my screen to finish, just to finish. I still have two more minutes.
Okay. Okay, share your screen, Hector.
My screen. What we want now is to impulse or to promote personal and business resilience forever, which means that besides the entrepreneurial knowledge and all the technical aspects, we need to have an attitude to react in front of these challenges that we are having in the present moment, especially the aspects of economy, politics, and the structural situation that we are seeing at our different countries. I am finished telling you that I have a blog, especially for Spanish-speaking persons of all of you, a blog called Innovation, Creativity, and Business Development, where you can find all of these points that I was sharing to you. My address is this one here, electronic address, and I have a YouTube channel where I am publishing every week many aspects. I have many followers and many people, a lot of people that are interested in this